What's up, my guys, and welcome back to this god-awful show. I'm your host, Cody, and man, I'm not gonna waste any time. We just had one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, so, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Now, what we do here on the show, the Wrasslin report card, is I take a wrestling show. I break down every match. I give them each a letter grade, and at the end, I tally them some bitches up to give that show its own report card. And like I said, we just had one of the biggest pay-per-views, my bad, PLEs of the year. That's right, we're talking SummerSlam, and it's taking place in none other than Detroit Rock City. Now, no, unfortunately, we didn't get any Eminem this year. We did get Kid Rock. Now, for some reason, he left all his Bud Light at home this year, and I don't know where that girl was he had last year. I don't know what's happening in the guy's life, but hey, enough about all that. Let's talk some damn wrestling. But first, we got our trivia question of the night. 20 years ago, SummerSlam debuted its first ever Elimination Chamber match where Triple H was the World Heavyweight Champion. Stay with me. What 5 men competed against Triple H in that first ever Elimination Chamber match at SummerSlam 20 years ago in 2003? Answer down in the comments below. If you get it right, go ahead and pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. But as y'all can tell, we got a lot to talk about, so without further ado, we're going to take SummerSlam 2023. We're going to shine it up real nice. Turn that sumbitch sideways, and let's get to grading, my guy. And we're kicking this sumbitch off with Logan Paul going one-on-one with Ricochet. Now, Paul's plans tonight were simple. He was looking to come into Detroit, put on a banger with Ricochet, talk a little shit to his fiance during the match, who was sitting ringside, pick up the 1, 2, 3, and then leave, fly down to Dallas to watch Nate Diaz and his little brother fight. Well, I mean, if that's the word you want to use there. But enough of all that. We're talking about SummerSlam, damn it. Now, apparently, Logan Paul now has added a leg drop to his arsenal that he calls the Hogan Paul. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I laughed way too hard about that last night. Probably because I had a few too many milligrams, but hey, we ain't gotta tell nobody about that now. Ricochet was trying to play spoiler this whole match and ended up hitting Paul with the 630, but there was nobody home. There was nobody home, and while the ref was distracted with Ricochet, Logan Paul's buddy, whoever the hell that was, snuck him some brass knucks. Paul put him on, loaded that right hand up, and just absolutely leveled Ricochet with it, picking up the 1, 2, 3. And remember, it ain't how the job gets done, it's that the job gets done. And remember that tonight when we get into a further match. But for that match right there, for the opening match, I thought it was pretty dope. I'm gonna slap a B on that sumbitch, but we gotta keep the ball rolling. Up next, we go from that to Brock Lesnar going one-on-one with Cody Rhodes, and holy shit, what a match. Brock Lesnar literally came out and absolutely tore Cody's ass up for what seemed like hours. Michael Cole was like Apollo Creed's trainer at Rocky IV. Stay down, Cody, stay down. Now, after making it through about 47 suplexes, 17 F5s, and a Kimura that never seemed to end, Cody was finally able to rally. He hit a Kimura of his own, a couple of Cody cutters, and not one, not 2, but 3 crossroads as Cody Rhodes finally puts the beast down. 1, 2, 3. I tell you what, after the match, even Brock had to show Cody the ultimate respect as he got up in his face and ended up shaking hands with him, raising his hand over and over. My only thing is, Brock, you had that arm in a Kimura for 47 minutes, 47 of them, and then you just gonna yank that sumbitch up. I felt like that was on purpose, but hey, maybe that's just me. I thought that was great though. Great storytelling throughout that match. Cody Rhodes had Brock out there working. I tell you what, I'm gonna slap an A on that sumbitch. Then up next, go ahead, buckle up them seatbelts, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. We got the Battle Royale, the absolutely stacked Battle Royale. I tell you what, and right before we kick this sumbitch off, we find out that we have a huge return at SummerSlam. And okay, I'm talking literally, because my guy MVP came out and said that the 7'4" giant Omos will now be in this Battle Royale. And holy shit. Yeah, it took everyone and they damn mama to get that big sumbitch out the ring. I ain't shitting you, and this thing was great. You got bodies flying everywhere. We fast forward to the end, and it's down to just AJ Styles, Sheamus, and LA Knight. Yeah, now outside of the ring, Karrion Kross, who was salty about getting eliminated, hey, it happens, pal. He attacked AJ Styles, and that ultimately caused him to get eliminated by Sheamus. Now we're down to just Sheamus and LA Knight. Yeah, avenges his slip up from last night on SmackDown as he jumped up on the top rope and in one motion superplexed that pasty sumbitch all the way back down to the mat. Then he picked him up, threw his ass over the top rope. He wins, and at the end of the day, you got everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah, and for just being thrown in last minute, I thought this thing right here was phenomenal. Sorry AJ Styles, but I'm gonna slap an A- on that sumbitch. Now, let's jump over to the women's division. As up next, you got Ronda Rousey taking on ShaynaBaszler, and this wasn't no WWE sanctioned wrestling match, no sir. These ladies were out here throwing down. I think Ronda broke ShaynaBaszler's entire face with that knee at the beginning. They traded a couple of gnarly licks, but then went to traded submissions toward the end. In my opinion, I would have done it the opposite way, just in case somebody got their bell rung, which definitely happened. But hey, hats off to these ladies. They were taking shots out there. Now, after transitioning from submission to submission to submission, Shayna finally got Ronda in one last Karakuda clutch, and she choked Ronda Rousey out, picking up the 1-2-3 in a massive win for my guy, ShaynaBaszler, and hopefully this puts her back on track to how she was being booked and utilized coming out of NXT. Triple H, come on, my guy. Now, I'm going to slap a B- on that sumbitch, but we got to keep the ball rolling. Surprisingly, we have our first title match of the night, as you have Gunther defending the Intercontinental title against Drew McIntyre. And y'all already know, this right here was a grade A slobber knocker. I tell you what, that Gunther is tougher than a $2 steak, and he didn't waste any time getting to those deadly chops tonight. Like, Drew's chest was actually bleeding from the impact, my guy. You know how that goes. But you also know that Drew's receipts was just as gnarly. He was looking for that Claymore all match. One time he looked for it, and Gunther countered with a beautiful missile drop kick. I tell you what, next thing you know, boom, Drew finally connected with the Claymore, but somehow the champ was able to kick out at 2.99, and that was the beginning of the end for the chosen one, and ended up in Gunther hitting that powerbomb, and ain't nobody kicking out of that, my guy. And still, your Intercontinental Champion, Honky Tonk Man, you better watch out, because Gunther, he's getting that record in about a month. I tell you what, I'm going to slap an A- on that sumbitch. Now we go into our next title match, as you got Seth Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor. And what else can I say? These two were out here putting on yet another clinic. After 7 years, 7 long years, Finn Balor finally got a little bit of payback tonight when he hit Seth with that same buckle bomb into the barrier that injured him 7 years ago. After that, these two were out there trading move after move after move after move. When next thing you know, boom, Finn Balor hit the pedigree onto Seth Rollins. But right at this time, coming down the ramp was Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, with that briefcase in hand. Now, Priest seemingly trying to help Balor, but the distraction in actuality almost cost Finn the match as Seth Rollins hit the stomp, but thankfully Finn Balor was able to kick out. Now you got the rest of the Judgment Day showing up, and then back in the ring, boom, Finn finally capitalized. He hit the coup de grace, but Seth Rollins is the champ for a reason. He kicks out at 2.9999. Then Damian Priest might have some explaining to do, because after repetitively trying to help Finn again and again by tossing in the briefcase, somehow Seth Rollins ended up hitting Finny B with the stomp onto the briefcase, and obviously ain't nobody kicking out of that. But the real story is Damian Priest seemingly just kind of watched it happen and then just walked off like nothing fazed him. I don't know. All I do know is that Damian Priest still has that Money in the Bank contract, and Finn Balor is now 0-2 in his title shots because Damian Priest did walk out both times and cause a distraction. We'll have to see where that goes. I'm going to slap an A on that sumbitch. Well done, gentlemen. I didn't think anything else was going to happen. Next up, we go back over to the women's division as Asuka puts the championship on the line against Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. And I gotta be honest, I do not think you could ever put these three women in the same ring and get anything less than greatness as a result. And tonight was no exception. These ladies brought it. Lashes were lost, damn it. And Bianca Belair, she sold that knee injury like a champ. By God, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. And that's exactly what Belair did on her way to delivering a devastating 450 splash onto Charlotte, who had Asuka in the figure eight at the same damn time. And yeah, that was fucking badass. Now somehow Charlotte Flair was able to kick out after all of that, and now it's just her and Bianca, and they're just slapping meat. And then Flair took that injured knee and put it in the figure eight. Woo! But don't forget about Asuka. She walked in while Flair was upside down and spit that blue mist all in their face, and then by God, she went to kick Bianca. Bianca ducked, and while trapped in the figure eight still, Bianca Belair rolled Asuka up and got the 1, 2, 3 and new, wait for it, champion of the world, Bianca Belair. Wait a goddamn minute. You hear the music of Io Sky, and don't forget, that's Mrs. Money in the Bank. She's running down to the ring, and the story goes like this. She cashes that sumbitch in. She hits the moonsault. She picks up the 1, 2, 3 and new champion of the world, Io Sky. And I gotta say, that's one of the most well-deserved championship titles, cash-ins, whatever. Io Sky, shout out to you. She's a dog out there. Don't forget that. I'm going to slap an A- on that sumbitch. But that's enough of the talk, because it's time for the main event. You got the family battle, cousin versus cousin. Not only is the unified championship on the line, but the title of the tribal chief is as well. Roman Reigns defends all of that against Jey Uso, with this place going absolutely electric. We get off to a slower start, but it wasn't even 10 minutes into the match before you had Jey Uso throw about 47 chairs into the ring, and business is picking up, my guy. Now, you know it ain't a Roman match if it ain't gonna have a table spot or 6 in it. But then, as Jey was starting to take it to my guy in the middle of the crowd, finally, out comes some help. Solo Sikoa to even the odds for the tribal chief as he hit his own brother with a spinning solo through the table, and then he drugged that lifeless body back to the ring, and he and Roman set up for the spear spike combo. But at the last minute, Jey Uso ducked out of the way, sending Roman Reigns crashing into Solo. But no time to worry about that, because boom, it's Jey Uso with a spear of his own to Roman, but Solo came in to break up the count. Now, as Roman and Solo were having a friendly conversation about that spear, in comes Jey Uso with a spear of his own to the tribal chief, the second one tonight. But this time they went crashing through the barricade. Then Jey laid Solo out on the announce table and got some revenge as he came off the barricade and hit that frog splash, crashing that sumbitch through the table. Then, back in the ring, Jey Uso hit Roman Reigns with the third spear. He goes up, hits the Uso splash. I feel all the life, all the excitement leaving my body. I'm like, this is it. This is over. The ref goes 1. The ref goes 2. But at the last minute, a hooded savior showed up for our tribal chief. But by God, it's Jimmy Uso. He betrayed his own brother, and not only did he pull him off, he gave Roman Reigns the win, and then Jey Uso got attacked by his own brother, Jimmy Solo, and Roman Reigns to end the night. I tell you what, that was insane. All I'm gonna say is everybody always knocks Roman Reigns, but this is now the second brother that has now betrayed Jey Uso. Maybe Jay's the problem. Hey, that's all I'm saying. Don't kill me down in the comments below, okay? But for that main event right there, I'm gonna slap an A- on that sumbitch. I mean, what else you want me to say? But hey, I will say this. Y'all know what part of the show we've gotten to. We got all the grades in. Now let's take a look at the report card. My guy, after tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of an A-. That's right, at 91%. And Triple H, he continues to cook week in, week out, month in, month out with these PLEs, PPVs, whatever you want to call it. He's doing it right, my guy. Well, I want to give a shout out to all of you, all 12 of you that do tune in. If you haven't already, man, subscribe to the channel. You could like, comment, tell me how dumb this hair looks. I don't care. It may hurt my feelings, but I'll be okay. Maybe not, but that's another story. And as always, got to give a shout out to OG Bobby Knifehawk for the music. Go check him out on SoundCloud. That's my guy right there down there in Houston. What up to you, bro? But as for me, Cody, I'm signing off. I hope all you beautiful people stay safe out there and have a nice day.